What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, this is where we talk about the news topics that happen in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoy the Scale News Update regularly, hit the like button and let's jump into this week's episode. First for this week, a teaser from Vanquish Products. Something new is coming and I'm showing you a photo of it, and I can't participate in any of the speculation for reasons. Multiple reasons. But you can speculate all you'd like. You can... all of the Sometimes it's hard to figure out what to say when you're trying not to say too much or too little, but just the right, but not giving. Guess. What does this picture mean? You'll find out soon. Next, Associated's running a deal. If you buy any Apex 2 RTR, they will give you the rally conversion for free. So we saw the builder's kits for the Apex 2 last week, which seemed odd. Doesn't seem like the type of car you would normally want to see in a kit version. And now bundling some deals together to, for this type. Sounds like maybe they've got a few too many Apex 2s currently. But just a guess. If we see even more deals coming at us, we'll probably have a pretty good idea. But if you want to try and turn in any of the, the Datsun pickup or the 240 or any of those cars, or, I guess they had the new Z as well, now's the time. You don't have to pay for that additional kit. Today, on one of the overseas news sites, I ran across the new Hobbywing Axe R3. Now, it does appear to be listed on the US site as well, but I couldn't really find much press releases or things like that on our side of things. So I was questioning if it was even new, but it appears to be new. This is specifically the Axe R3 Plus ESC, and it is a now 6S capable ESC for 1/10 scale crawlers or 1/7 and 1/6 scale crawlers. 135 amp ESC. It's compatible with the original R2 motors. So they had, a couple of different KVs of those available before. And then it appears that they've also added a number of other features. First of all, it's got dual auxiliary channel control. So it's got the normal signal wire that'll go into your ESC in channel 2, like normal. And then it's got 2 additional plugs that you would put into 2 other open channels. And you can use those to control different parameters inside of the ESC. On the product page itself, it just says auxiliary channel 3 function or auxiliary channel 4 function. So I'm not exactly sure what you can tie that into. I'm sure drag brake and things along those lines, but I'm not sure what else. Turbo timing, turbo delay, those are all incorporated in there as well, it seems. It does have a 15 amp internal BEC. So especially, I guess, if they're trying to run some of those larger scales, 1/6, 1/7 scale, that may be running a extremely, demanding servo, that's huge BEC would be a bonus. The internal BEC can be changed to up to 8.4 volts. So 6, 7.4, and 8.4 is what they have listed as options. Like the previous Axe, it also has Bluetooth built in. It does have real-time telemetry back to your phone as well. I assume that you have to be within some sort of Bluetooth range, which, depending on what you're trying to run it in, may be a little bit more difficult. But with a crawler, not a huge deal. You'll be able to see current draw, RPM of the motors, the throttle percentage, ESC percentage, and a number of other things on there. Data logging is a thing. It is compatible with the FlySky iBus 2 telemetry. So if you're running one of the Noble 4s or the Noble Plus or 4 Plus, whichever one it is, I know that those have it, and maybe some of their other ones as well. As far as motors go, the R2 series motors are what you'll be using if you're in the 1/10 scale side. So the motors that are already available in a number of different KVs. But if you want to run the larger scales like that 1/8, 1/7, 1/6 that they're talking about, they brought in 2 new motors for that, 6S capable motors. I imagine that if you're running those older R2, you probably won't be able to run those on 6S. You'll only be able to run 6S if you're running some of these lower KV options. And these larger ones, for those larger scales, you can get it in a 1700 kV or a 2000 kV. Now, it's got a 25.4 bolt spacing on that motor, and some of those larger scales have a 30 millimeter spacing. So if you do want to run that larger bolt spacing, they do have an adapter that they're selling as well. So lots of availability, lots of adjustments. If you're looking for more information, I'll put a link to the Hobbywing website below where you'll be able to find all of that information that I was just covering. This Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, normal time again, back to live stream takeover. Come join us for the live stream. It's going to be an interesting week. Come join us. It's going to be fun, I promise. So see us then. Lots and lots to talk about. And if you want to hear me talk even more for some reason about all kinds of things lately, could be, check out the channel membership. I've got that open. Just more behind the scenes videos, some of the other projects I'm working on, like the mini trike again, which is just getting finished up, things like that. So you can come check that out. There'll be a link in the description below where you can see, or you can hit the join button next to the channel name. Appreciate all of the support from all of the existing members and any of you who are looking to support as well. Then RC 4-wheel drive came out with an all new vehicle. Nope, just kidding. It's a TF2 with a black body. It's basically the same truck, but they took the Blazer and they made it black. It's the Midnight Edition, all black, black everything. Pretty much the same truck otherwise. I think that there's a few other differences. It's pretty hard to tell with these sometimes, but it looks like it just sits so far up there for the size of the tires that these things come with. And you know they don't flex anyway, so what are they keeping them up there for? I don't know, just try harder. Do it, come on. Give us something. The Blazer body does look good, all black always looks good. It just seems like it's sitting way too tall still. It's not cheap either, around 570 bucks. So you can go see all the details on RC 4-wheel drive. There's probably some new features that have been added that I'm totally missing. And then for a new hard body, Boom Racing showing us what they've got coming out. Now they're showing this as the BRX-01 adjustable wheelbase. It's pretty much all they called it. They do say that this is the ZIL pickup body, Z-I-L. That's all it's saying. But kind of looks like an HD version of an, older, like 50s style truck. But it's got, it's got a little bit more height to areas that kind of makes it look like that heavier duty or those, 1-ton style. Looks pretty good though. Can't argue that. Tires fit in the wheel wells like you would expect. That looks excellent. I think they're doing a good job with that. Maybe the truck isn't my favorite style, but I think it looks like they did a good job. Looks like it could be a basis for a pretty cool project in general. So good job to them. Cool to see a new hard body like that come out. I'm sure that some of you guys will be interested in that. I don't know that it is available for order yet, but if you'd like to find some more information, I'll put a link to Boom Racing's site below. Biddy Designs is doing what Biddy Designs does, and they're teasing their new project. This one is a GTR body for the Arma Vendetta. Now, the Arma Vendetta, you may have heard, it was pretty cool when it came out, but it's been discontinued. Like that car is no more. So it's odd to see new body options and things like that come out for cars that Arma is, or that any company has been like, nope, we're done with. But they're gonna put out a new body for it. Now, GTR body, Biddy does such great jobs with bodies. I love their style. I love how they do them in general. It's just weird to see one coming out for a discontinued platform that obviously is going to have support falling off before too long. So, but for those of you that are, current owners of those cars, I know a lot of people really like them. Maybe you want to change up the body style a little bit. Wait for them. I think Friday is the day that they said they're going to put out the official announcement. Speaking of Friday, Rocky Mountain High, the series where Matt and I are covering our buggy builds for the We RC Rock Nationals happening in June in Morrison, Colorado. We're going to be moving that video to Friday instead of Thursday. So watch for that then. Just a 1-day delay on that, but don't worry, plenty to watch. Also Friday Night Live. I'll be doing a Friday Night Live this week. Feels like the right type of week for it. Come join. I'll be doing that 6 p.m. Pacific as well, 9 p.m. Eastern. If you're on that side of the country, come join. It's going to be a great episode. But that's going to do it for this week's news stories. For this week's question, unrelated to all the stories that we had this week, there's been discussions of, how long you've been in a hobby, the way that we all used to interact within the hobby. For me, when I started rccrawler.com, which was the forum to go to at the time, that was where everything was for information. And nowadays, it's kind of spread out in different ways. YouTube, Instagram, small groups within Facebook, but almost all of the other ways are so poorly organized, so hard to get information out of. YouTube feels like the best way currently. Searching can be fairly decent. You can go back, you can find their posts or their videos in an easier way. And the visuals that YouTube gives you, I think, are very beneficial. But how long have you been in the hobby? Are you one that came in the social media days of the hobby? And that's, you've gone to Facebook, you've gone to Instagram or YouTube to find out all of your information. Or were you prior to that when we were all on forums and that was the place to go? And if you have experience with both, what's your preference and why? And if you don't have experience with both, just let us know how you feel communication is in the hobby. Can you get answers to your questions? Do you know who to ask or where to go to get an answer in some sort of efficient way that you can, search or find quickly? And if you don't want to answer any of that, just put whatever the color of your favorite truck is, just to help the YouTube algorithm. But with that, I appreciate you guys for watching the Scale News Update every Tuesday. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if not already. Consider joining the channel memberships if you're interested and you want to support the channel a little bit more. But with that, as always, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.